Hey everybody, welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Episode 3. I hopped over into GX and I got to level 5, and it unlocks the first gate character in there, so I figured we'll explore that, show off my new deck, and then hop over into the event. Because I think the only way I'm going to get content out of this, really, is to showcase some of the events, for the most part, and, you know, any of my crappy decks I build that I want to show off. But first thing we gotta do is defeat this guy, which level 10 should be pretty easy. I realize that they do like pretty drastic gaps in power. Like level 10 is like playing some window licker, and then like level 20 is like, I don't know, what you'd expect, I guess, what you'd expect like a lackey NPC would be. And then like level 30 is like softcore pro. So like they're not like super insane pro, but they're like a couple levels above where I'm at, in a sense. And then don't even worry about level 40. I couldn't even touch those guys. Level 30 I can win once in a while. Level 40, not a chance. But this is my new deck. Yeah, I know. Jaden Yuki and the Elemental Heroes. Don't ask me why. Elemental Heroes are one of the things that I liked that had a theme, so I went for it. So Elemental Hero Solid Soldier gives me the ability to special summon another Elemental Hero, level 4 or lower. So we're going to choose Elemental Hero Heat, and Elemental Hero Heat gets 200 additional attack for each Elemental Hero on the field, so that puts him at 2 grand right off the bat. And we can set our Metamorphic for a little bit of defense, and end our turn. I'm not sure who this guy is. His name just sounds really pretentious. Like, I'm Chaz Princeton. And it just, you know, it sounds like one of those people. So I'm relatively familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! Up to this point, but past this point, not really. I mean, I know a little bit of the next ones, but not really at all. Like, a little bit, kind of, maybe. But I've usually only got to the heroes, and that was pretty much it. So, I just summoned Elemental Hero Ocean, and his cool little effect is every turn I can remove a card from my graveyard or the field and return it to my hand. So it gives me like a cheesy, weak Monster Reborn kind of effect. Which is going to be... I'm not really going to get to show off the full potential of this deck, because I'm going to kill this guy, like, right now. So we're going to activate Metamorph, and we're going to add Metamorph to our Hero Heat, and he's going to do, like, 3,800 damage. Wait, why didn't he get the extra 1,000? What is the deal with that? Oh, against the opposing opponent. Doesn't matter, we win anyway. And that defeats Chaz. But we're going to do a couple more duels, so we're going to get into the event. Because I want to actually show this deck off. Because this deck is, like, pretty great. Pretty great, in my opinion. As a normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist, not one of those try-hard people that search up the best deck in the world on the Googles, and, you know, download it into the game to make sure there's no flaws, to make sure they can beat anybody, you know. As a normal player, I think I'm doing pretty good. We're going to ignore the story because, well, Duel Links story is just as bad as the anime. It's a little over the top for a card game. So I don't usually bother with it. Now, one problem is when we hop into the event, I can use my dude, but at some points in the event, I have to switch over to another guy, and the other guy I don't really like. I mean, we go over into our Duel Studio here, and we hop into, come on, load up, wasting my time, deck editor. So, usually doesn't take this long. I don't know why it's taking this long. So, So Jaden Yuki has I named it Fusion. It's an Elemental Heroes deck, but I utilize Fusion a lot, so I named it Fusion. This is the guy I gotta use for the event most times, and I made him a Spellcaster deck. And to be completely honest, I kind of feel bad, like I kind of want to switch my decks around a little bit, because Spellcaster, I'm kind of rocking Dark Magician, and Dragons, I'm kind of rocking Blue Eyes White Dragon, and it's just way too cliche for me. I did make a Fairy deck, and I did make I hate over. What did I name this deck? This was the first deck I built. It could definitely use a tune-up since I last did it. Oh no, I did tune it up a little bit. I could probably still use another tune-up. But I hate Overkill Tryhards. The name of this deck. Yeah, I thought that was kind of clever. And then I copied my fusion deck for Yami as well because it's just a really good deck. Like, out of the cards I have, it's probably one of the best I could build with everything I have at my disposal. But without further ado, I want to clear out some of these guys, and we're just going to auto-duel because the computer makes some questionable decisions sometimes, but it's a lot quicker than me, and I just got to clear these guys out. So we can take off the speed part, let it go normal speed, so you can show off the deck a little bit, hopefully. So Peter's automatically going for a fusion, which is what I would usually do. And he summoned in one of my main dudes, Elemental Hero Nova Master. When he attacks and destroys a creature, I get a card draw, or I get to draw a card, yeah. For every creature he destroys, he can attack once, 2600 attack, 2100 defense. And I play 2 face downs, which are hero-related cards. But at this point, I'll pretty much sweep this guy just using Elemental Hero Nova. I got one point or another, and this will end just with this guy. So Elemental Hero Wildheart, just an Elemental Hero I threw in because it's an Elemental Hero. He's impervious to traps, has a nice effect. Then I got, I don't know why the computer isn't playing the Skyscraper card. It doesn't make any sense to me. But, Skyscraper 2. It gives, like, it summons something from the graveyard. I mean, just having it on the field would be, to draw out a spell destroyer thing or something. I don't even know, but there's got to be. It's better than just having it sitting in your hand, in my theory. And then the last card that I wanted to mention was this Doggo here. When he's destroyed, I could bring back an Elemental Hero and a Polymerization from the graveyard, which is more fetching from the graveyard, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Especially when playing a 20-card deck. There has been several occasions where I'm rocking a 20-card deck, and I have 3 Polymerizations in there. So your first draw, you get 5 cards. Well, you know what I mean. You basically draw 5 cards, and each draw you get closer to getting a Polymerization, or you get a higher percentage of getting the cards you want. So, like, having 3 copies of Polymerization in your deck, you would think you'd almost guarantee to get one, but there has been so many duels that I haven't. Like, I don't know, like, okay, so every card slot would equals 5%. So you have a 5% chance from first card being a Polymerization. But then there's 3 of them in there. So that means it's a 3 in 20 chance to get a Polymerization, which would rough out to 15% first draw. And then every draw after that, the ratio goes up. Well, that's not good. Yay, go computer guy. You know what you're doing this time. The computer makes some questionable choices sometimes, but considering that the computer already knows what every single individual card does, it's probably better than me, because I have to read all the cards. So this speeds things up quite a bit. One thing I don't like is having the option of auto-dueling. I tend to opt out for that option more often, so I don't know. So I'm not enjoying the game as much, but at the same time, the rewards you get for fighting these guys ain't very much. So it's not like I'm really utilizing the time for a good reward. But that does that. I think we're gonna skip fighting the Vagabond and get into the event because we're already 10 minutes deep, and pretty much pretty much showed off the deck as much as I would like to. The event is pretty clean cut. You know what? No, we can go for the Vagabond. I mean, we got plenty of time. The event's gonna be pretty stupid. Like, in my opinion, it's pretty stupid. So, pick up card. I don't know what that means. Boats and hose. But for Hunt's rank 4, like, so he's not all that great, but he's gonna like completely destroy me because they usually do. I figured that I'm probably a little below 50% on my win ratio in ranked duels. And, I mean, partially it's because I go in there testing decks, which is stupid, but it's something I do. Secondly, you know, I get some poor hand draws quite often. Now, give me a polymerization. Any form of polymerization would be so great. But, yeah, he's gonna do some crazy. I summon 3 Dark Magicians in 1 turn. No, maybe not. Polymerization. See, 5 cards. That is literally 25% of my deck, and I didn't get 1 polymerization. No big deal. We're gonna set Raigeki Break. And target 1 elemental hero in your graveyard, and yeah, it's gonna be a normal monster, so it's not really particularly useful at the moment. And we're just gonna set this dude. I already got the polymerization thing worked out, so if he dies, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, as I was saying, it's like... no, we're gonna save that, because he's gonna Dark Magician me at some point. I don't really remember what I was saying. I'm getting more and more distracted every time I try to do this. So this guy is like, same as this guy, just weaker. And when you summon him, he's considered a normal monster, but he's not a normal monster. I don't completely understand how that works, but he does have 1900 attack, so he's a great guy to start out with. So I just scored us the first blood of the match. Is this the Dark Magician? He's gonna bring out a Dark Magician. It's only a matter of time. Yep, there he is. Called it. Oh, he got 2. See, what kind of game allows this? Like, to me, that's wrong. It's just wrong. Like, oh, what did you do turn 2? Oh, summon 2 of the most powerful, like, monsters in the first series. How did I... Oh. Yeah, we're done. We're not gonna win this. No, we're definitely not gonna win this. Yeah, well, my skill would be nice to have activated a while ago. And you know what? Not gonna waste any time. We already lost, so... A lot of my losses are from bad hands, or, I'm going in deck testing. But there's a lot of times that the person I'm playing does stuff like that. They're like, oh, what, turn 1, I got 3, you know, Dark Magicians out on the field, and, you know, two instant, you know, kill cards, and one, like, Mystical Space Typhoon, you know, and they're like, that's my board for first turn. And I'm sitting there like, well, I summoned Battle Ox in attack position, you know? I mean, it's one of those... So, I guess another day passed since the last time I played. I don't really know, but it gives me 10 dice fragments, and allows me to go to the event, and then I can roll dice and move across the board. I already went the whole way through this once, and I skip all the stupid little scenes, and I auto-fight everybody, because it's just a lot faster. But the whole point of this is, you roll the dice and you move through the board, and it tells you the story of, I think, this dude. I don't remember, but like, yeah, it's like 5Bs. I guess it's Yu-Gi-Oh! 5DS or something? I don't know, but it tells you the story of that, or a story about that. I just kind of glaze over it because I could really care less. I want cool new cards, and to beat this loser. So I always pick normal because hard gives you more coins, but I can almost guarantee if I choose this, I'm gonna lose. So even if like I feel like this is just a save time, and then you get if you meet the different requirements, you get more coins. So I don't know what Earthbound Immortal's all about. I got quite a few of them, but I don't know what to do with them. And yeah, it's all Earthbound Immortal stuff. But the more you do, the more coins you get. So we're just gonna auto duel through this, and because it's a turbo duel, whatever the heck that means, I have to use my UC Fudo. I gotta fight this guy using this guy, which is fine, but it's not gonna use the deck I prefer. So I gotta auto duel this guy with himself, I guess. I did unlock a chick in this version, but I haven't set her up with a deck yet. Oh man. So this particular deck is spellcasters, and I'm trying to make a Fortune Lady deck eventually, but right now this is kind of like a mosh pit of spellcasters and spellcaster related cards. It's quite good. Like, I don't understand why did he do that. It gains 1200 attack during. It's a 3-star that gains 1200 attack during a damage step. Like, who invents these cards? It's like, oh, here's a card that, kills everything on the field and deals 8,000 damage. All you gotta do is play it during your turn. Like, are you serious? I try not to complain too much, but at the same time, it's hard not to. It's like, what part does a game stop being a game, And what like, anybody that wants to play just for fun is getting to the point in which they can't have fun because everybody else is so outclassing them with super, super tried and true. Am I going to seriously lose this? Because I didn't think it was humanly possible for me to lose this. I can't remember the last time I lost one of these. No, it's going to be a warrior, isn't it? Please be a spellcaster. It's a freaking warrior. Oh well, that's fine. I still have a very good chance of ending this. Well, that's going to be pretty drawn out. Let's speed this up a little bit. Because the way it looks, he's going to stall out, where I'm actually going to kill him just by doing 400 points of damage per turn. If he just gained 400, tell me he has a method of gaining 400 life points a turn. I'd probably run out of cards before he lost at that point. Well, actually, he'd run out of cards, because both him and I play 20-card decks, which are... Until I can get, a lot of cards in triplicate, 20-card decks are actually a good way of going. Ooh, level 17. I don't know if I have anybody that I cranked up to level 20 yet. Joey Wheeler might be, because I was using him a good bit with my fire deck at the very beginning. But you see I didn't get any of these. That's because, well, I didn't meet any of those particular requirements. So then you just, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. The dice gives you more dice. The coins give you more coins. The treasure chest gives you treasure. It's pretty self-explanatory. All the stop ones are main bosses. The vagabond's a side thing. There's other side people. This advances you 2 spaces, obviously. This is like Soul Resurrection. I think it's just like a piece of lore to the story. And it gives you, like... You might get some experience or something from just landing on it, but it's nothing too spectacular. And this guy, even in easy, can tend to be a little bit of trouble, but I don't think I've lost to him yet. So I'm just going to auto-duel because, well, it's just quicker. Now, the only time I actually play anymore is like if I'm facing somebody I know is going to be more difficult, and I'm not like super tired. Because if I can't sleep or I'm super tired, like usually I let the computer make the decisions, and I really gotta like. There are just some things like I just gotta like not talk, you know. But you guys, I mean, I hope that people get what I mean. But I don't know. I guess there's a lot of times I don't even understand what I mean. Uh, I think we're still pretty far off from getting to the end of this. Actually, I think this might be the first zone. I think I pretty much quit after I completed it the first time. I don't know. We're on the third zone now. So you go the whole way around. You go to here, and that ends it, and then you start all over again. It's kind of stupid, but you know, it works. I guess whatever makes the game developers happy. Okay, so we got enough. So you go to the card lottery. I wait till I got 300, because then I can get 10 lottery draws or whatever it's called. And you can see, so you get 2 of the gold ones, 3 of the silver ones, a couple of these here EX thingies, and some rare card points. I haven't gotten anything too spectacular from cards yet. Yeah, you can see for yourself. Like, there's nothing good here. But, yeah, no. These things, I'll show those off real quick before we end the video. So if we get out of here, because that's not where I need to be right now. Do I talk to... Oh, there's the chick I unlocked. But I'm in the wrong, I'm in the wrong town. Well, I'm in the right town for her. Wrong town for who I want to be. If that makes sense. So, you talk to this guy, and this guy does, like, the goal stuff. Or the event stuff. So, I already turned in all my ones for this one. But I want to see how many I have for this, because I've been doing this a little bit now. So, I got 98. But this one card costs 300. So, more than likely, I'll be spending them on stuff like skill chip points, or, you know, these are like 100 apiece. Wait, these were like 300 apiece, and then these, so ultra rares are 300, super rares are 100, rares are 30, which isn't too bad, but I don't see anything I really want. What do you do? Well, actually, I think I got a ton of these. Yeah, I got 6 of them. Like, what's the point? I've been spending most of them on just coins. Like, it's probably not a good investment, but it's better than letting them disappear, because once the time runs out, you know, they're gone forever. So, I've been using them mostly for coins. And if I see anything particularly good, but that wacky alchemy, if a face-up spell card in your opponent's spell or trap card zone is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on the field and destroy that target. So, I mean, that'd be kind of cool if I paired it with a deck that's destroying a bunch of junk. But, I mean, overall, something really particularly useful in this setup. I might do these. I'm not sure how to get more skills other than to have like a ton of these skill chips. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the event. That's pretty much my new deck. I'm pretty happy with it. I upgraded the PvP. I got to like, I don't know, I won like 5 or 6 more matches. So I went up a rank or 2. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at the fusion deck. My fusion deck, I have 2 of the Elemental Neos. This guy brings back Elemental Heroes of Polymerization from the graveyard. This guy's impervious to traps. These fire guys are needed for this fusion. For Nova Master. It needs 1 fire monster and 1 elemental hero, so I figured I might as well have fire elemental heroes. This guy does 200 points of damage for each elemental hero on the field, and this guy gets 200 attack for each elemental hero on the field. So they're not exactly weak, and so they're, I mean, out of the elemental heroes I had available to me, they're pretty useful. So I chose those guys. And now this one is Elemental Hero Ocean, and during one standby phase, every standby phase, I could take one card from the field of the graveyard and stick it in my hand, which is pretty great to recover my fusion monsters back from the grave. And then this guy, if I get into a pickle, he can summon a level 4 or lower special summon it from my hand if I think if there's nobody else in the field. When this card normal summoned, you can special summon one. It doesn't even matter. And then if I get into like a tight spot, I can use the 2 4-stars to bring out Ga Samurai. I don't usually use this guy, but the Samurai dude's pretty good. He can attack twice. So he's like a backup plan to a backup plan. If by some chance I don't get a polymerization in the first like 7 cards, he's a viable option. So another thing is this guy, he requires 2 normal heroes. So these guys are normal heroes, and he gets 300 times the number of stars. So the 14 stars times 300, he turns out to be a 4200 monster, which is pretty great, and he has an effect too. You guys can read that if you want to. And then sometimes I can sub one of these guys for this guy if he's summoned, because he's considered a normal monster once he's summoned. But then he only gets to be like a 3200. That's 16 times 3. Right now it's 7 and 4 is 11, 3300. So he's a little weaker that way, but it still can fade out your traditional blue eyes. So that's pretty great. Then I got some random trap cards that either pull stuff from the graveyard or put stuff in the graveyard. Stuff to buff monsters, one-time destroy cards if I get into a pickle. And then my polymerizations. I have this polymerization, and then this one that is specific to elemental heroes because I don't have another one of these ones, for 1. And for 2, also, this one, activate 1 vision fusion per turn. I don't completely understand the extra to this, but it's basically a polymerization for heroes, so it works out. And then a hero spell adds a hero to my hand and stuff, and then this guy pulls more from the graveyard. So I mean, it's a pretty quick, well-rounded deck in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there are better cards out there, but from what I have, this is probably about as good as it's going to get. And then, what was one of the other ones that I was looking at that was particularly kind of awesome? The fusion, spellcasters and dragons. I think I showed off the dragon one already. Spellcaster ones you got a bit of a glimpse of. So I think we're going to end it there. I mean, I'm pretty much probably going to do episodes on this just whenever new events come out. I don't really have like a real, I don't want to just sit here and duel all day. So if I get if I build a particularly awesome deck, or I grind and get something particularly cool, then I might shoot an episode. Other than that, I'm just going to do it when new events come out. Or until I get bored of it. So, for now, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.